Hello, I'm going to show you how to do a paper weaving. So I'm going to start with this piece of paper and I'm going to fold it in half the hamburger bun way. This would be hot dog. See how it's long and skinny? I don't want that. I want it folded in half so it's more like a hamburger bun. Where I folded it, that's called the fold. If I open up the piece of paper, I can see the fold. Okay, so I want to work on the side that doesn't have the fold. So these two pieces are separate from each other. And I'm going to take my ruler and make a mark, a line right here. That's going to be my stop cutting line. Stop cutting line. Okay, now I'm going to take this ruler, which has every inch marked off on it. And I'm going to mark off the inches. So I'm going to put the edge of the ruler against the edge of the paper. And I'm going to mark off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If your ruler wiggled around, you might end up marking off number 9 also. Then I'm going to draw from that line over to the side with the fold. These are the lines I'm going to cut. So I cut through the fold and over to the stop cutting line. I know that I'm doing the right thing if it doesn't cut all the way through the paper. It just cuts a slit, but it's still attached at both sides. When I'm all finished, I know it's correct if I've got all these different slits, but everything's still attached on the edges. Now I'm ready to start weaving. I'm going to take my first piece and start over here, and I'm going to go over, under, over, under. So this first piece I'm going to go over. I'll go under the next one, over this one, under this one, all the way across. Over, under, all the way across. Okay. I kind of push that over as far as I can, and that's just really wonderful. Then for the second piece, I need to do the opposite. So now, because I went over this first one, this time I'm going to go under it and over this one, under this one. Again, all the way across, over, under, till I come to the other end. Okay, now I'm ready for my third one. Again, I want to make sure that I'm doing the opposite. I went over this time. The yellow one I went under. So now with this cream colored one, I'm going to go over the first one and under the next one. If I'm doing this right, it should develop a checkerboard pattern. Also, if I'm doing it right, then everything should stay in place pretty well. I'm just going to flip this over so you can see, because I drew my lines on this side. So this will be the back, but the other side will be my front, and it looks very nice. There's no lines on it at all. Okay, now I'm going to show you what's going to happen if we don't do it right. So if I do these two the same, so this one went over the first row, this one's going to go over the same row. So instead of doing the opposite, these two strips, the cream strip and the purple strip, match. Okay, so now what happens is, if I push on this, it actually will go under the first one. And they end up sliding all around and getting all mixed up. They don't stay in place. And if you do it the opposite way, then it stays together much better. This is the same way that fabric is made, and if it's a woven fabric. And so weaving is a huge thing in art. All kinds of neat designs that you can do. But you've got to learn the basic of over, under, and then how to make the next row the opposite before you can make all these wonderful different designs. Okay, so it goes over, under, over, under. So I've got it correct because it looks like a checkerboard. Now, I'm going to make a mistake. And when you see me make a mistake, I want you to raise your hand. Okay, right here, I went over 2. Did you raise your hand when I did that? That was a mistake. And so I'm going to go back and fix that mistake because here they match instead of being the opposite, which means it's going to give me trouble down the road. I'm better off if I can stop and fix it now. Okay, did you notice when I went under 2? Yeah, that's a problem. I went under 2 here also. So I'm going to back that up and fix it. Then everything's holding together well. Looks really nice on the back. Okay, did you raise your hand right away when I started that one? If you did, you got it right because I made both of them go under that first row. This one should have done the opposite. I'm going to just slip that one to the side, and I'm going to keep it. And I'm going to try to put one in between that goes the correct way. It gets really tight when you get down to the end. It can be real tricky to do that last row. Okay, there it is. So if I look at the back, looks much nicer without all the lines and everything, but stays together pretty good when you weave it the right way. Thank you for watching.